Hello everyone and welcome to Fifth North. I'm Demir and today I'll be sharing with you the 5 things that I really like about my 2024 Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. Welcome to the channel everyone, and if this is your first time, thank you for stopping by and checking out my channel where I cover my moto and photo journey. And if you are a return viewer, thank you, I appreciate your continued support. So, if you have seen my previous motorcycle review videos, you know that the flow that I follow is there's a 5 things I like video and a 5 things that I don't like video, and a couple other videos as well. But with the Street Triple 765 RS, it's a bit different, as this is my personal bike. I am more familiar with this bike than the bikes that I borrow and test and review, and obviously I am more committed to this bike as I am paying for it, and in the case of this bike, planning on keeping it for the long term. These videos, and I already did the 5 things I don't like version for this bike, are a bit more detailed and tested, if you will, as I've had much more time with this bike versus my typical tester. With that said, let's just go ahead and jump in. Okay, so number 1 on the list is that this bike is perfect. I love it. I couldn't be happier, and that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, kind of kidding, but not kidding. Alright, I do truly love a lot about this bike, so let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll give you the real list here. Okay, so number 1 on the list is probably the most controversial and polarizing thing about this bike. It's that I love the way the Street Triple RS looks. From the first time that I saw the redesigned headlight version in around 2014, 2015, I absolutely fell in love with the looks of this bike, and I feel like every generation change, every style tweak, and every mid-cycle refresh that Triumph has done since that has made this bike look better and better. And now that the bike has again gotten a slight styling change for the 2024 model year or 2023 model year, depending on which part of the world you are in, I think it looks the best it has ever looked. Now I say this is a polarizing or controversial point, as with this bike, it seems like you either love or hate the look of it. Obviously, since I purchased one, I'm in the love camp. Alright, so adding to this point, I also love the color choices that Triumph decided to include this year for the RS. You still do have your safe color, right, with the Silver Ice version, but the Carnival Red and the Cosmic Yellow, the one that I opted for, both look absolutely fantastic, especially in person. If you haven't seen them in person, go see them before you make a decision or judge them. So hats off to Triumph for making the Street Triple 765 RS the best looking it has ever been, and then allowing some excellent color options to happen as well. Alright, so moving on to number 2, I love the power that the 765 RS makes. The 765cc liquid-cooled 12-valve dual overhead cam inline 3-cylinder engine that it features makes 128 horsepower and 59 foot-pounds of torque in the RS trim, of course, and to me that is such a good number. Power comes in with a 12,000 RPM redline, which is perfect for me. As I mentioned previously, I do love a high revving engine, and the sounds that it normally comes with, most high revving engines sound really good, so I do love that. But at the same time, 12,000 RPM isn't as revvy as some other engines that I've seen go to 14,000, 16,000, and so on, which in my opinion is perfect, because for a bike that is both on and off the track, it's kind of a sweet spot. Because to me, the Street Triple has enough power throughout the entire power band, while many other high revving bikes that I've ridden in the past have a lot of dead spots, and some pretty large dead spots towards the bottom or the middle of the rev range. And to me, in my riding style and needs, it doesn't feel like the RS has any dead spots, and I love that. Now, some of you might say that 128 horsepower isn't all that much, and yes, I know there are bikes that make 190 horsepower, 200 plus horsepower, and so on, but for the size, weight, and with the delivery of power in this bike, 128 horsepower is really perfect. Plus, can you really say that a vehicle that has roughly the power to weight ratio of a Bugatti Veyron or a Ferrari LaFerrari is underpowered? No, really you can't. So this thing makes plenty of power, and it really makes you smile when you open up the throttle. Alright, so moving on to number 3 on the list of 5 things that I like, or in reality love, about my 2024 Street Triple 765 RS is the high-end and quality components and features that are included. And specifically, when you think about the roughly $12,600 starting price, you really do get a lot of value for your money. For example, let's talk about the features. You get a bi-directional quick shifter, one that in my opinion is buttery smooth and probably one of the best out of all the different bikes, all the different bike brands and models that I've tested. So really, really good quick shifter, and quite frankly, it's kind of the quick shifter that I rate all the other bikes quick shifters off of. Are they as good as this one, or are they not? Is kind of my standard. You also get a 6-axis IMU, which now allows for what Triumph calls optimized cornering traction control and optimized cornering ABS, as well as included and customizable riding modes. Not many bikes in this price range provide all of these features, and in my opinion, we haven't even gotten to the really good bits yet. The brakes, the tires, and the suspension. So the suspension is fantastic with Showa 41mm big piston forks in the front, and then you've got an Öhlins STX40 piggyback reservoir monoshock in the rear. For tires, you get Pirelli Diablo Super Corsas, the SPV3s. So far, these have been absolutely great. And then the brakes feature a Brembo Stylema 4-piston radial monoblock caliper in the front. You do get a Brembo MCS radial master cylinder, and then twin 310mm floating discs. And then for the rear, there is a single piston Brembo caliper with a 220mm disc. Again, that's a lot of really good stuff for the money. Most bikes in this price range won't give you Brembo brakes, or if they do, they don't give you Stylemas, they'll give you the one step down, or if you do get Brembo brakes, they'll give you a cheaper brake master cylinder. So you kind of have some place where it comes up short. With the 765 RS, the whole braking system, in my opinion, is truly top notch. With the 765 RS, I really feel like the package included is truly excellent value for the money, as every part of the bike feels quality to me, and like all the parts do their part. There's not one part that is a clear bottleneck or a clear issue component holding the bike back, and I love that. I love that everything seems to be top notch. Alright, so number 4 on the list is the overall comfort and handling of the bike. With all the quality components that I mentioned at number 3, it's no surprise that the Street Triple RS inspires confidence and handles great. Honestly, whether I'm riding in a spirited or aggressive manner or just cruising along, I feel like the handling is just perfect. The bike doesn't ever feel heavy, and my inputs seem to get back exactly what I put in. Like, the bike to me is predictable, and I love that. Overall, it just feels stable, which is exactly what I look for in a bike. Outside of handling, I did mention comfort. So I have ridden bikes from, cruisers all the way to full-on super sports, and there's a clear difference in comfort, right? Your cruisers are super comfortable. Your super sports can be back-breaking. When you get towards the sport and super sport side of things, many times you have to sacrifice comfort for the sake of performance, and after a while, if you've got a back like mine, it starts to hurt. Other parts do too. So I've noticed that with the Street Triple 765 RS that I am happy with the performance and the handling, right, as I mentioned previously, but I also don't have back problems or any other pain. The riding position to me is a great balance between full-on upright comfort and a full forward-leaning sport. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, and I really do love that about this bike. I can lean forward and become more aggressive when I want to, or I can sit more upright when cruising around one-handed, and either way, the bike just feels right at home. So this is something that is super important to me, as this is the only bike that I currently own, so it does need to be able to wear multiple hats. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about number 5. The last point that I made under number 4 segues perfectly into this, and this is that the 2024 Street Triple 765 RS is my personal bike and my only bike. So again, I needed to wear multiple hats. I needed to be reliable, I needed to be fast, fun, agile, yet a good commuter, comfortable, capable in urban situations, and overall a great value for my money. And that's number 5, the overall balance and livability of this bike. With all the quality components, excellent handling, excellent braking, fast acceleration, and plenty of power to have fun with, on top of all that, overall comfort, all of that for a price of $12,600, yeah, I get that's not cheap, when you compare it to a bike that's, I don't know, $5 to $6K, right, in that price point. But when you look at the overall average range of bikes, I think most bikes are somewhere between, let's say, $4,000 and $24,000 brand new, right? Your regular, not special edition, extremely fancy bikes are somewhere in that $4,000 to $24,000. And with the rough middle point being around $14K, the Street Triple RS comes in under that middle point, right? And you get so much capability, so much quality and performance and style even for your money. So again, really, really hard to go wrong with a bike like this where you get so much for that money. And again, a bike that you can buy and have great livability with for a very fair price, a bike that can easily be your only bike and meet all your needs, that's really, you know, hard to find, especially at that price point. So definitely happy with that. So number 5 on my list, the overall value for the money, the overall livability, and just the overall package of this bike. Alright, so I want to go back to the joke I made in the beginning about me saying that this is the perfect bike, end of list. And well, for me, you know, it kind of is. So yeah, I guess maybe it wasn't as much of a joke as I initially made it out to be. Alright, but that's it. That is my list of the 5 things that I really love about my 2024 Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. But honestly, if broken down in detail, this list could be much, much bigger than just 5. So again, a lot of things that I really love about this bike. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and with that said, if you liked this video or if you think the Street Triple 765 RS is awesome like I do, hit the like button for me, and if you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well, as it does help my channel out quite a bit, and you will be notified when the next video comes out. With that being said though, there are quite a few 765 videos coming up. We've got a lot of content, things like my 1,000 mile update, multiple new parts are being installed actually coming up the next couple of weeks. I've got, I think, 5 or 6 parts going on the bike, so that'll be really fun too. So definitely make sure you subscribe so you can check it out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.